Alright, so we're going to go over the assembly usage of an XCP kit, which stands for Extension Cone Paralleling. It's a tool that we use for taking FMXs for periapicals of the mouth. We are going to show you how to use the yellow set and the blue set and where they get used at. So starting with the periapicals for the posterior, we're going to use a yellow basket or yellow x-ray film holder. We're going to use our little bar that has the yellow notations on the prongs, and we're going to be using a yellow ring. They all should be able to fit together. We're going to take the basket or the holder, we're going to put it into the prongs. I prefer to put it on the closest holes that are to the film. Just insert it, make sure it's all the way in, and then we are going to go and take the ring and slide it in until we can see the basket or the film holder through the circle completely, just as so. One easy thing to have wrong is if you have the ring turned, and when you try to put it in and look through the ring, you don't see the full basket holder for the x-ray film. So you could see it at an angle, but it's not really how it's supposed to be. So that's incorrect. All you do from there, take it, flip it, and just put it right back on that bar. And you'll be able to see where your film is so that you can aim in a parallel motion to get your x-ray shot, just as it is right here. Now this specific one goes for a specific side of the mouth. And we'll go into how to switch it around when that time comes. Next one we're going to be going on to is the blue one, such as the x-ray basket holder for the film, the ring, and the bar that has its own blue notations on the prongs, so we know exactly how we're going to put these together. So with this one, when you assemble it, as it kind of snakes up and raises, that's how you should always assemble this, so that this bar raises, and then when we put the basket in, it should raise a little bit more. I'm going to put this one in a different spot, but it should be able to insert all the way. So now I have a increasing part to my whole piece. I'm going to take my ring. The ring should be standing upwards. Everything should be pointing up. Point to there, just as that. So when I look in through the hole, I'll be able to see my basket or my holder. This one's pretty easy because once you set it up just like this, it's ready for the whole FMX to be used as so. There's no rotating anything. You just take it as it is and place it where it needs to go. When it comes to the placement of the film, the main thing that you need to know about the film is that, as always, we're going to have a full white side that's going to have a dot that's going to be more like a pimple. So it's going to be raised. On the back, it's going to be notated by a little circle. Sometimes it's drawn on there, just as this one has right here. We want to make sure that the dimple or the pimple side is facing towards the teeth, and this side with the flap, with the opening, goes towards the tongue when we take our x-rays. The main thing about this is to have the pimple or the dot, and we're going to put it into the slotted area of our holder. So I just painted it a color so that you can see a little easier. It's going to insert it, make sure that it's nice and firm in there, that it doesn't fall out too easy. Have it centered in your whole thing, so when I take my x-ray, it all is equally in that circle or in that ring. Same thing when it comes to the anterior with the blue XCP kit. The only difference is we're not going to be horizontal like so. We're going to be vertical, just as this is vertical. Take the dotted side. So this is the dotted side. We're going to put it in the slotted side. And that should be how it goes. When it comes to placement on or in the mouth, we need to make sure of a few things. For one, I'm going to place my film and say I was going to go into the mouth and start on my upper right side. This is patient's upper right. So normally there's going to be a cheek here that's going to sit right here, and this bar, if I try to insert it into the mouth, is going to get stopped by the cheek. So that means this is not the correct orientation for this bar. So what I'm going to do to change that is still keeping my film in this position, because I'm going to be taking a periapical of the upper right. I'm going to keep the film in that position. It's going to rotate this over to the other side. And then if I was to look at that, my hole doesn't match up. So I just have to make a change. Just take the ring out, flip it, and now it looks good. Now if I was to have my cheek there, there's no bar holding it, so now this can go all the way in and get my x-ray. At which point I'm going to place it for my molars. Good placement for that is, if I had my patient open, is to use this whole large biting surface as an indicator where I'm going to place it. Right here, I'm going to place it right here on both of my molars, so that I have both of those molars specifically biting down for this molar PA shot. Going to pinch this ring so it goes close enough as possible. And then I'm going to aim my PID on my x-ray tube parallel to the ring and take my shot from right there. If I'm going to take my premolar shot, I'm just going to move this over so that it is including the premolar and the molar, just as it's sitting right here on the premolar and it's sitting right here on the molar, ensuring that since this is the end of the film that I can see right in the mouth, the end of the film is right here, and I can see that that's enough to include both of my premolars in that film for that x-ray. So I'm going to line it up on the teeth that I want it, pinch it in, aim my PID, making sure that I go through the contacts to make sure everything's open, take the shot. Going more towards the anteriors, I'm going to be using my blue set as we assembled a moment ago, putting my dot in the slot. Making sure that's real firm. And now we're going to be going for the canines or centrals and laterals here in a moment. When it comes to the anterior teeth, I like the assistance of a cotton roll to make sure that I have enough room that my crowns don't get cut off when I take this shot. When you aim for your cuspid or your canine tooth, you're going to want to make sure that it centers the canine onto the biting tab, just as so. And when I pinch this forward, it goes and puts them right in the middle, and also is able to get my contact area right between numbers 6 and 7. But if I was to do this, I run a risk at possibly cutting off the incisal edge or the cusp of my tooth, or whatever tooth I was going to be going to take an x-ray on. So what I'm going to do in this case is I'm going to have them bite down, and I'm going to have them open very slightly so I can insert a cotton roll into that place, and that's going to lift up my x-ray a little bit. So when they bite down, they're not biting down specifically, or they're not biting down fully, and it raises my tooth up so that it can be captured fully on the crown, on the film. So that's a little tip that you can use with live patients. This guy doesn't have a good grip on things, but a human is going to, but everything's the same. Aim your PID right in there, take your shot, make sure you're aiming between your contacts to open them. Moving forward, if I was going to take a central shot, I'm going to place it, like rolling it into place. So go in, and you're going to center it right between the two centrals. Taking my cotton roll, I'm going to have them open a little bit. They can bite down just like that. That's going to help ensure, as you can see right there, my crowns are now above the ending part of the film that's right behind here. So that's going to be good when I ensure myself that I'm going to get those crowns, incisal edges on the tooth and not miss them. pinch in your circular aiming area, aim your shot, you're good. And then we come back over to the canines once again and do everything the same as we were doing before. Line it up. Oh, gonna bring that out a little bit. Yeah. Same thing when it comes to the mandibular teeth. But the one thing that I'm going to show you here, if we're still over here on our right side, and I still got that bar, that's going to mess up if I try to put it there and the cheek's going to be in the way. So always make sure that you flip your bar to the other side and move the ring around. So now I can, it's real important when it comes to taking your mandibulars is that you check right here on the lingual side of the gum tissue if there's any tori that may be there. You don't want to accidentally place an x-ray on top of it and have them bite. It's going to be very painful for the patient. When it comes to this, you're going to put it same spot. If you're taking the molars, you're going to put them on the molar. Bring it forward, line up your PID and take your shot. Premolars just requires it to go forward and cover one premolar. And then when it comes to our anteriors, once again for the lowers, dot in the slot. Have it just like that. Squeeze the ring in, but I know that this possibly is going to cause me to miss the crown of the tooth or the cusp and incisal edges, so it's always good to have that cotton roll, that handy cotton roll ready. Just as so. And that's for setting up your XCP kits and placement in the mouth for those teeth on an FMX. I'm not including the Bitewing one, which is red, because typically you can get a good result with the Bitewing tabs that can be used, especially for films. But it essentially would work the same way as you'd use a Bitewing tab. Put it in there. Put it on the tooth if you're taking a molar shot. As long as the Bitewing tab is centered on the film, have them bite down on the Bitewing tab, right molar to molar. For premolars, include one of the premolars in the bite. You should be able to get all of the teeth that are required for that shot.